Good morning, Cullman. Thank you for joining us on Cullman Today. I'm your host, Christine Wiggins, and today is Wednesday, April 15th. Coming up on Cullman Today, downtown Cullman is still dealing with recovery work after the fire that destroyed the historic Stiefelmeyer Building. Plus, Governor Ivey has signed a new Alabama law aimed at slowing drivers down and improving safety in highway work zones. And two Cullman County band directors are being honored with state arts grants to help grow music programs at West Point and Vinemont. All of this plus sports, weather, and more. Now let's take a closer look at the top stories happening in Cullman today. Recovery efforts are continuing in downtown Cullman following the fire that destroyed the historic Stiefelmeyer Building, with power restoration and safety checks in the area. Cullman Power Board said Tuesday that electricity had been restored to all nearby properties that were deemed safe by the fire marshal and building inspector. Utility crews say they are continuing to coordinate with Cullman Fire Rescue and the Cullman Building Department as the site is evaluated step by step. Even with that progress, officials say traffic delays and street closures are still expected downtown as work continues around the damaged building. The fire sparked a major emergency response Monday, drawing help from Cullman Fire Rescue, mutual aid departments from across the county, police, EMA personnel, and other first responders. State Senator Garland Gudger praised firefighters, law enforcement, and emergency crews for their quick response, saying their work helped protect the heart of downtown and keep the broader community safe. U.S. Representative Robert Adderholt also responded, calling the loss of the historic building heartbreaking and expressing support for the small businesses, employees, and families affected. Governor Ivey has signed the Alabama Work Zone Safety Act into law, creating a new pilot program aimed at improving safety in interstate highway work zones across the state. The new law allows for the procurement, installation, and operation of photographic speed enforcement systems in interstate work zones. It also requires reports to the legislature to study how effective the pilot program is once it is in place. The move comes just ahead of National Work Zone Awareness Week and during a time when road work is underway in all 67 Alabama counties. State data shows there were just about 2,500 crashes in highway work zones in Alabama last year, resulting in about 11 deaths and 709 injuries. State leaders say the law is designed to reduce dangerous driving in those areas and better protect both highway workers and motorists. A driver awareness campaign tied to the new law is set to begin in October. Full enforcement is expected to start before the end of the year as Alabama continues major road projects across the state. Two Cullman County band directors are being recognized at the state level after receiving Alabama Arts Initiative grants during the Alabama Arts Summit in Birmingham. Cullman County Schools says the honors went to Tad Walker of West Point High School and Skylar King of Vinemont High School. School leaders say the grants recognize both directors for their dedication to music education and for the work they are doing to grow arts programs in their communities. West Point High School received $20,000 to help purchase much-needed equipment for its growing marching band program, and Vinemont High School received $3,000 to help provide beginner band instruments for incoming sixth-grade students. District officials say the funding will help strengthen both programs while giving more students access to music education and performance opportunities. The Alabama Arts Summit brings together people from across the state who support the role of the arts in education, economic development, and quality of life. Cullman County Schools says the recognition reflects the strong work happening in local classrooms and band programs. And that's all for our top stories this morning. Coming up, Wallace State tennis is celebrating a big finish with both teams winning conference titles and both Player of the Year awards heading to Hanceville. Sports is next.
It all starts with who you are. You know, I always tell our players, who you are is more important than what you do. How high you jump, how fast you run, because who you are is your character. And your character is an accumulation of your thoughts, your habits, and your priorities on a day-to-day basis, because those three things determine the choices you make. And the choices you make you who you are. Good guy, bad guy, hardworking, lazy, responsible, irresponsible. And it takes a certain amount of discipline to do what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, the way it's supposed to get done.
Welcome back. Wallace State Community College is celebrating a strong finish to the tennis season after both the men's and women's teams captured ACCC conference championships. The Lions closed out the year with a conference title and added another major honor as Angel Cotier was named the Men's Tennis Player of the Year. School officials say Cotier played a major role in leading Wallace State to one of its best seasons and helped establish the Lions as one of the top programs in the conference. The Lady Lions also claimed a conference championship, continuing Wallace State's success on the court. Madison Standifer was named the Women's Tennis Player of the Year after helping lead the team through an outstanding season and conference title run. With both teams finishing on top and both Player of the Year honors going to Wallace State athletes, the college is capping off a dominant season in conference play and adding to its tradition as one of the region's premier tennis programs. And that wraps up sports for today. Coming up next, Wallace State is celebrating 50 years of jazz with a special big band dance bringing alumni and current musicians back to the stage. Plus, Cullman Electric's Touch a Truck is coming back in May with free family fun, big vehicles, and a chance to help neighbors in need. Welcome back. Now it's time to speed things up with a news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency has launched a new online system for marine event permits, replacing the old paper-based process with a fully digital option. ALEA says the new platform will make it easier for individuals and organizations to apply for permits for events such as fishing tournaments, boat races, parades, and fireworks shows on Alabama waterways. Under the updated system, organizers can submit event details online, including descriptions, estimated attendance, and optional safety plans or maps. Officials say that will help Marine Patrol troopers better understand each event, coordinate resources, and prepare for safe boating operations. The permit itself is still free, and the requirement to get one has not changed. ALEA says applications must still be submitted at least 15 days before the event to allow time for review and coordination with law enforcement and emergency responders. Wallace State Community College will host its annual Big Band Dance on Friday, April 17th at 7 p.m. in the Burrow Center for the Fine and Performing Arts. This year's event will celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Wallace State Jazz Band and will feature both the current Wallace State Jazz Band and the Wallace State Alumni Jazz Band. College officials say more than 20 former band members are expected to return and perform, including alumni from the late 1970s through the class of 2025. The concert will include classic big band favorites, with guests invited to dance or simply enjoy the performance from their seats. Admission is a $10 donation for adults and $5 for students and children under 12, with tickets available at the door. Wallace State also has more spring performances ahead, including Spring Under the Stars, and Stripes on April 23rd, and Broadway Night on April 30th. Cullman County 4-H is inviting rising 6th through 12th grade students to apply for a new regional career exploration club focused on agriculture, natural resources, food science, and STEM. Organizers say the program will give students a chance to learn about a wide range of careers, including some they may not have considered before. The club will include 5 field trips during the school year with transportation provided by Extension staff, and will wrap up with a graduation ceremony at Auburn University in summer 2027. Field trips are scheduled for September 16th, November 18th, January 20th, March 20th, and May 5th. The cost is $120 and includes transportation, meals, and a shirt. Applications are due by May 8th, and selected students will be notified by May 15th. Cullman County 4-H says space is limited. Cullman Electric Cooperative's Touch a Truck is coming up Saturday, May 2nd from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Cullman County Fairgrounds with free admission for families across the area. The event will begin with a sensory-friendly hour from 9 to 10 a.m. and will feature a wide range of vehicles, including fire trucks, police and sheriff's vehicles, EMS units, bucket trucks, tractor trailers, buses, farm equipment, and other heavy machinery from local agencies and businesses. Organizers say the event is designed to be hands-on, giving guests a chance to climb inside the vehicles and talk with the people who operate them. Families can also support Cullman Electric's community cupboard by bringing non-perishable food items or hygiene products for a prize drawing. Food trucks and vendors will be on site throughout the day. And that's your 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Now for a quick break before we look at the weather ahead and pay our respects with obituaries. I'll be right back after this quick message. Let's take a moment to pause and remember those who lost their lives this week. Visitation for Leo, Madonna, Swann will be today from noon to 2 p.m. at Moss Service Funeral Home, followed by a celebration of life from 2 to 3 p.m. Committal service will be at New Hope No. 1 Cemetery from 3 to 3:30 p.m. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their friends and family. Now let's take a look at your weather forecast. Today looks mostly sunny and warm with a high near 84. Winds will stay fairly light out of the south with a few gusts up to around 15 miles per hour. Tonight turns partly cloudy with a low around 59. Thursday stays very similar, mostly sunny and warm again with a high near 83. The breeze will pick up a bit more by the afternoon with southwest winds gusting as high as 20 miles per hour. Thursday night looks mostly clear and mild with a low around 60. And that wraps up today's edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for sharing your morning with us, and remember to stay connected by following us on social media and visiting CullmanTribune.com for the latest from our community. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. Until then, I'm Christine Wiggins with Cullman Today. Have a wonderful day, Cullman.